The current sanctions have not worked. These will just further kind of add fuel to the fire. The sanctions that came out yesterday after the highly taunted announcement of major sanctions inbound were largely symbolic. While the supreme leader does control ultimately a large business empire, he doesn't travel to the U.S. He doesn't generally have assets in the U.S. So it is a symbolic effort that, does fly in the face of all of the rhetoric coming out of the Trump administration that they want to negotiate with Iran. This just makes it that much harder.
Well, I would say, pushing back a little bit, Dan, you're the expert, but maybe it's more than symbolic. I get what you're saying about the functional aspects of it. He doesn't have the money here, so why does it matter? But what it does do is continue to tick off the administration in Iran and potentially move that country in the direction we probably don't want it to, which is harder to the religious right.
That's absolutely possible, and there's a number of folks that believe that this is just a further move towards potential regime change or the attempt of regime change from the U.S. I mean, you're clearly seeing different factions within the U.S. government with differing views on this, from Secretary Pompeo's 12 demands as preconditions to talks, to Trump's no preconditions to talks, to cocked and loaded. We've got a really wide swing from trying to obliterate the country to trying to have talks with them vis-a-vis what Trump has had with Kim Jong-un in North Korea.
So what's next then? I mean, you sort of were wondering, what are we waiting for? What could Iran do? I guess say we're not enriching uranium, or don't worry, we're not going to try to sell any oil anywhere in the world, which, by the way, is 40% of their government revenue. What can they do that you think would appease the White House?
Well, I think the White House has an interesting track record now of create crisis, solve crisis, pat self on back for solving said crisis. I think they're going to likely take some time to cool off. I mean, we do see there is an attention span issue. If you look at all of the different sanctions-related issues that have played out over the last 2 years, I mean, this is similar to how my kids pick up toys in the morning. It starts off real fast and then trails off rapidly. I mean, Venezuela, Syria, Russia, all of these issues still remain unresolved. I think Iran might cool off for a period, and then we could potentially see talks in the future. Although, if you see what comes out of Iran today, they're saying there are absolutely no way we'll have discussions with the U.S., and this closes the door forever, kind of mirroring the rhetoric that's coming out of the U.S. But I mean, the whole intention of this, or the whole rationale for why this has began, just for the viewers to remember, is the U.S. pulled out of the Iran deal. We had a relative detente, very moderate tensions between the U.S. and Iran, and this all really began last spring when the U.S. walked away from a multilateral deal.
And you think it's likely that this will maybe accomplish the opposite of what we're trying to do, which is sort of make it more of a hardline nation?
I think there's a differing view within the administration of what it is we're even trying to do. I think you legitimately do have a few different camps, some that are pushing for war and some that are pushing for peace. And it really just depends on who is in the ear of the president at the moment as some of these decisions are being tweeted out.